Emotionally, we carry a lot with us, and the new year is a time to let some of that stuff go, to start fresh and find solutions for all the things that we want to prioritize. But whatever you find yourself lugging into 2026, our sponsor BetterHelp can help you feel lighter. I know for me recently, I have been struggling a bit, and I've been having excess trouble focusing and accomplishing tasks that are important to me, like in specific categories of my life. And being able to talk about this and unpack this in therapy has not only helped me kind of like verbalize it and bring all of these thoughts out of my head, but also really opened my eyes and gave me another way to look at the problems that I'm facing. For example, my procrastination could have some roots in a fear of success and what success would look like as far as like increased responsibilities, expectations, yada yada yada, that I don't know if I would be ready for. But yeah, therapy has just given me so much more insight into what's really going on. And BetterHelp is in fact who I started my therapy journey with. On their site, you'll find a short, thoughtful questionnaire where you can share your goals, preferences, and what you're looking for. From there, you'll get matched with one of BetterHelp's over 30,000 licensed therapists who are a diverse community of professionals across different specialties, backgrounds, and locations. And no worries if you don't click with your initial match, because you can switch therapists at any time for any reason at no additional cost. So if you'd like to let BetterHelp support you in feeling lighter in 2026, go ahead and click that link in my description or go to betterhelp.com/Beatrice, where you can get 10% off your first month of therapy. So it's pretty common knowledge at this point that the best way to start a new habit is to pair it with an existing one. You know, just kind of piggyback off the thing that you already taught yourself how to do every single day. And I use this method because I got on a new medication. I started taking birth control again after 2 years of not taking anything at all. And to remind myself to take it every day, I put the blister pack next to my dog's medication. So when I give him his thyroid medication every day, I take my birth control pill. And this has worked like a charm as far as like me remembering to take it every single day. However, there is a little bit of a drawback because every single day I have this moment where I'm like, did I mix up the medications? Did I give Doug birth control? Did I take his thyroid medicine? Even though like I know that I didn't, because like I actively tell myself at the time like, okay, I'm taking my birth control, I'm punching it out of the blister pack. Without fail, my brain goes there. It's very much along the same lines as when you have to like double check the door, make sure that you locked it at night or turned off the oven. But I tell you this because I thought it was a little bit funny. And also, someone had asked me how I was doing after restarting the birth control and wondering also if it wasn't contributing to me gaining weight or gaining some weight back. And I've been on it for about 2.5 months now. I have PMDD and I really needed to like help regulating my moods. And so that's why I ultimately decided to start it back up with after like a lot of contemplation. And I definitely do feel a difference. It definitely helped like kind of even me out. And also as a bonus, I noticed way less panicking. Like the amount of times a day I would have thoughts of like being very worried that I was going to start panicking or like, oh, stuff down that emotion because, you know, a big emotion might make you panic or, you know, just like the fear of the fear at that point, just like thoughts about that. Even if I was being brave and doing the thing, you know, like there would be thoughts in the back of my head like, okay, what if I start panicking? And I run through like a game plan of like what I would do in that scenario. And I didn't notice how mentally exhausting that was until it was for the most part gone. For my birthday as like a cheat meal, we ended up going to Raising Cane's, which we don't have in this town. And one of the things I'm nervous about is like, you know, going away from home, like long distances. And I did have like the worried thought of like, you know, like what if I panic? Like when we were heading out of town to do that. But then I realized like I have not been having these thoughts in quite a while. And I was like, oh, that's nice. So there's that, which is a major plus. And as far as the birth control being the culprit for like me gaining some more weight back, I don't really think so. I think it's more along the lines of like the cheat meal for my birthday kind of just turned into cheat week. Because I ended up celebrating with Steve and then I ended up celebrating with my mom and, you know, it just kind of went on. But hormones in general are crazy. It's like, who are we even really as people? Because they just dictate so much. But yeah, so that's the update on that. I've got a lot of figuring out to do as far as like refinding my mojo as well as figuring out why I'm so self-sabotagey. and how to stop that. But right now, Steven and I are going to go on a brunch date, and later today, if it comes today, I ordered a walking pad for my desk so that like I could get some steps in and work or game because I have become a gamer girl. We finished Valheim and we've started Pal World, which is like a knockoff Pokemon. It's like Pokemon with guns, basically. And this is my jam. I do like it better than Valheim. Valheim was like very grindy and very stressful for me. No one cares. But the point is I ordered a desk treadmill and it should be here today. Okay, we just got back from brunch. I had probably the greasiest omelet ever. Usually it's not that greasy, but I don't know what's going on today. I don't really even want to think about food right now, but we've got to prepare for dinner or else it's not going to happen. I'm going to attempt to make some butter chicken at home. I love Indian food. For the life of me, I cannot cook it. It always just ends up tasting bitter, but we are trying our hand in it again, and this chicken has to marinate for as long as possible. Ideally overnight, but we didn't think of this last night, so here we are. So I am just preparing the marinade. Would you dogs like a scoop of Greek yogurt? There you go. Dad! Go ahead. On second thought, that wasn't such a great idea because now you have to listen to the sounds of them licking. Okay, we got our Greek yogurt in the bag. Now we're gonna add our spices, which is 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. I'm also gonna add 4 teaspoons of minced garlic. All right, now the only thing left to do is to cut up our chicken breast into little pieces and mush it around and then throw it in the fridge. I don't really know what I'm doing wrong when it comes to like Indian food. I think it's something with like when you toast the spices, how long, but I just always get that bit wrong where it doesn't taste like the restaurant version. Indian food is the only food that I can think of off the top of my head, and granted I am not a connoisseur of all of the cuisines, but it's one that I can't quite figure out a homemade version for. So I'm trying out a different recipe today and seeing if it's not the holy grail. Which, granted, that is putting quite a bit of pressure on it. But Indian food is my favorite. And it would be so nice if I can make a version at home, because the one Indian food restaurant that we have in town is quite expensive. And I feel like a psychopath smuggling in cauliflower rice, which I guess you're not supposed to like take in outside food to restaurants, but like they don't have an option. I can't eat regular rice. You know what I mean? Not to mention when you have a baggie of cauliflower rice in your purse and you open it, like a plume of like fart smell comes out. Those cruciferous vegetables, let me tell you. Some of Steven's friends came to town and we took them to that Indian food restaurant, and I smuggled cauliflower rice in my purse, and it was a little bit awkward when I had to unleash the cauliflower. But you do what you gotta do. And then you just mush it all around until everything is nice and coated. All right, and then now into the fridge she goes until further notice. I've been thinking about steps to get my mojo back. As far as like the self-sabotage thing, like that's something I'm gonna have to like bring up in therapy, and I currently don't have a strong game plan for that other than trying to not to. But as far as getting my mojo back, I think one of the first steps that I want to delve into is organizing and cleaning, which doesn't sound incredibly interesting, but like I think it's a good jumping off point, you know? Because I don't know about for you, but like if my environment's a little bit more put together, I feel more put together. And I also want to come up with like systems that may not be aesthetically pleasing, but will work for me. So while we were out, I went ahead and got, hold on, let me grab it. I went ahead and got this like over the door hook that I'm going to place in the main bedroom bathroom, like over that bathroom closet door. Because I don't know about you, but I like to like rewear my pajamas. Like I'm not doing anything crazy in the nighttime where like they get soiled. But what I currently do is throw them on the floor. And then when I throw them on the floor, they get dog hair on them and they get dirty, and then I don't want to wear them again. So I end up like getting a fresh set of pajamas and then having to do more laundry. And also like I rewear clothes too. Like if I just throw on a pair of jeans and go to the store for like an hour and come back and then take off my pants, because who's wearing pants in the house? So let's go ahead and install this. Super easy because you just like hang it on the door. I need to get some laundry going because the pile is giving Everest a run for its money at this point in time. And then we will work on cleaning my office and getting ready for a desk treadmill. Probably to the UPS guy's dismay because he has to lug that to my front door. I feel sorry for him, but I can't find a local option, so I had to order it online. And bada boom, it's as easy as that. Now to deal with all of this, and this, and this. That's where all my oven mitts went. I put them in the laundry to wash them. Oh my goodness. Poor Steven, I was blaming him. I was like, what did you do with all my oven mitts? And lo and behold, it was me. Oh my god. The good thing about when you spill like laundry stuff, you just wipe it with like a dirty sock. And throw it in there with the rest. I started cleaning my office, I vacuumed, and then I lifted up the rug, and now I'm gonna mop underneath that. And then my too much gene kicked in, and now I'm gonna take apart my computer and blow all the dust out of it. So I guess the vibe is like office reset before I get the desk treadmill. So see, I don't know if you could tell how crazy dusty it is in there. You can't really see. It's so dusty. Like, look, this is even under it. It just accumulates so much dust.
Can't lose that.
Put it in this pocket. What hopefully doesn't have a hole.
Or fall out when you bend over.
Yeah, that's a possibility as well. You like that mat? It's like...
What happened?
I don't know. Oh, Jesus. Hopefully it works because I have torn up the box to smithereens.
Should start pretty slow. Make them start from the end though.
Come on, Charles. Come on, buddy. Oh.
Too many distractions now. I only do it when nobody else is looking.
Alright, well let's give this a go since Charles won't try the treadmill. I mean stove hot.
Oh yeah, it's got temperature. Oh, of course now he does.
Freaking Charles. Ready, Charles? Walk. Walk, buddy.
There he goes.
Come on, Charles. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna try out my new like standing desk walking treadmill situation, but we don't have internet. And I guess our service provider did text us a couple days ago letting us know that there would be power outages on this day. But I forgot, so. But yeah, from the little bit that I did try it out, it seems like it's gonna work. I do tend to walk pretty bouncy, so typing and stuff is a little bit more difficult, but like, I could manage to be mildly annoyed for an hour or so. And it's not like I'm walking super fast. Like, I think I had it at like 1.8 too. The point is just to kind of not be sitting for long amounts of time, which unfortunately video games have kind of fostered for me, because I get lost in the sauce and I'm like, oh man, then it's 4 hours later and I've been like hunching, sitting there doing nonsense for a long period of time. Also, I wanted to follow up on the butter chicken recipe that I tried yesterday because I lost the plot when we were trying to get Chetty to walk on the treadmill, which Steven has a desk treadmill too downstairs and Chetty had walked on in the past, so he definitely has done it like on his own with very little prompting, but I guess he was just feeling a little bit camera shy, so I don't know. Anyways, the recipe. It turned out pretty good. It wasn't bitter like when I typically make Indian food. And I noticed that this recipe didn't have me toasting the spices at all. Like I put it in the sauce and then it just like simmered in the sauce. And also I made extra sure not to burn the garlic. Which could make it taste bitter as well. So I don't know, of my attempts to make Indian food at home, this was by far the most successful. However, I do want to make a couple of tweaks to the recipe before I'm like, oh, this is something I'd make over and over again. But I digress. I think I want to start a new series on this channel. Working title, Mojo Diaries. It's basically just me navigating midlife and trying to find my mojo again, and all that encompasses. And so technically this is the first episode. We are still very much in like phase 1, which is the organizing and cleaning phase, but I feel pretty damn good about my office right now and like making like slight changes to move more, even though it didn't quite work out today, but I don't know. I was just thinking of different ways that I can improve this phase of my life, and you know, obviously like getting into some kind of routine, coming up with systems would be helpful, as well as putting a little bit more effort into my appearance. I want to figure out a style as far as like clothing and stuff and how to put together outfits. I'd mentioned like a skincare routine in the past, figuring out like the diet and exercise cooking stuff, and then also just adding more novelty into my life, like new experiences, because I think that will greatly help to stop like the dull feeling that I've been feeling, as well as really leaning into the hobbies that I have and trying to find like community around those hobbies, which is something I always say that I'll do, but while I seek community, I'm quite shy. It's such like an awkward thing to like find and make friends. I don't know, I've always had trouble with it, and my circle has always been smaller. And the way I typically made friends in the past is finding like that one outgoing person that like, you know, floats around or whatever, and then just kind of latching onto them, and then they find friends for me through association. But I think I kind of have to like take some initiative. And hobbies and clubs and things of that nature seem to be like my in. Oh, and also when it comes to the weight loss thing, someone suggested last video that maybe I take a break from weighing in and see if I can't just kind of like sneak past my mental block and see if that doesn't help. So I might try that, or maybe just like weigh in once a month or something. So I don't know, I'm not completely sure on what I'm gonna do with that, but like maybe giving it a sneak attack approach might help. Anyways, I guess that's where I will leave you for today. I just hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!